Righto, here we are. So this is sort of a bit of an update on Terrain Tamer's Parabolic suspension. I have to say, I totally recommend it. It is incredible. It's been a real game changer for the 40 Series Land Cruiser, and I wouldn't use anything but it now. But the one thing I've noticed with the Troopy, being a full body, things are a little bit more noticeable. And what it does look like is that the rear sits a little bit lower than the front. Just when you look at that perfect side shot of the Troopy, it's always bugged me a little bit. I just let Terrain Tamer know how I felt it looked and how I'd like it to look, and they have done a stack of work and put a huge amount of effort in to trying to come up with a solution, not only for myself, but for anything moving forward. And this is what they've come up with. It's one extra leaf. Now, you would think, why did it take so long? Well, Terrain Tamer don't just throw stuff at you. They make sure that things are tested. They make sure that it's right. They've put a lot of work and effort into making sure that this is going to be exactly what's going to suit my needs to get Minty nice and level. We'll rip out the parabolic rear suspension, add the leaf to it, put it all back together, and we'll see how it all sits. Take a measurement from the bottom of the flare to the ground of how it looks right now, and then we can also do a comparison after. 895. 120 mil. Passenger side. Driver's side, minusing that top plate, is 120 mil as well. Righto, so here we are underneath Minty. Rears are 100 mil. Driver's side. Passenger side is 110. They give me an extra long center bolt, they give me the pads, and they give me a little shin plate to go in here too. So they've supplied everything with a kit, which is fantastic. Biggest problem we've got is that this exhaust is smack bang in the way of our bracket here and our grease nipples. We physically can't grease our top grease nipple, which is not a good thing. So we're actually going to swap these brackets inside out. So the grease nipples are on the inside of the vehicle, and then we can grease them and maintain all our springs, bushes, shackles, the whole lot. So we're going to leave the front shackle all attached, do it all in situ. Alright, so we've put all the shims in, and we've used the old center bolt just to line everything up. Slide the new center bolt in. We've left the shims sideways because they're easy to just move them back into position before we put everything back together. Bit of tapping with a hammer, or using dead blow hammers. Don't use steel hammers. It's coming together. Hey, Jack. Jack's muscle shirt.
I hate it because you go like the tiniest bit over and it's done.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Not really, but yeah, it's fine.
Lift up.
Very nice.
Right, now we've done all of this up with a rattle gun. I certainly don't trust the rattle gun because it just feels like it's really tight and it's ugger-duggering away, but you really want to torque up all your U-bolts when you're doing any type of suspension or steering or anything like that, because at the end of the day, this is what keeps you on the road. So I'm going to run to about 90 foot-pound. We're just going to work around in a bit of a star pattern so it tries to do it up nice and evenly. You can see how much movement I've got on those, even though we've rattled them up pretty tight. There's still a lot to go to get to 90. Look at that one, how loose that one is. That's why we don't trust our ugger-duggers. Well, I've got the torque wrench out, go over everything else, and I'm glad I did. I just did the driver's side and it was pretty loose. Let's check the passenger side too. Yeah, look at that. So To be honest, I haven't checked these since we've been to Clex. That's my bad. That one's okay. That one's loose. Well, not loose, but not torqued. Righto. That's better. Righto, so you can see that I've turned this bracket and put it on the inside, and the whole reason for doing that is so I can actually get to my grease nipples. It was a bit of an issue. I could never access this top grease nipple on the passenger side because of the exhaust. I can access all my grease, keep the maintenance up to all my shackles and bushes, and keep this suspension, giving it the longest life I possibly can. So it has this really nice spacing between it all. I'm really keen to see what the ride's gonna be like now. We've got lots of cushioning between them all. Righto, let's get out on some trails and give it a bit of a test, eh? Okay, admittedly, it's been a little while since I've gone over the underneath of my vehicle properly. My brake lines are starting to perish. They need to be replaced as well. The other thing I did notice, so we're going out tomorrow and we're going to do an Australia Day drive with a couple other 40s to some places I don't really know what's coming up. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a river crossing in there. Just looking at my diff breathers, this diff breather, well, was snapped off. So I pulled one off a 60 series axle that I had lying around just to get me through for tomorrow. So we're going to just quickly throw that one there on. Right, the wheel bearings. Now these were done about 3 years ago, and they haven't done, I don't know, maybe they've done 20,000 Ks with a couple long drives for a drought, drive up to Queensland and back, you know, to Clex, and they're starting to, there's wobble in both sides, so it's not ideal. Yes, they were the cheapest set you could get, so that's my bad. After tomorrow's big drive, which will really test everything out, the Terrain Tamer suspension, and it'll find any components that really need to be addressed before we come up to next long drive for a drought coming up in August. So we've got a bit of time up our sleeves. Some new seals, some new bearings, a whole new hub build again, and I think this time we're going to use some high quality stuff like Terrain Tamer, because it'll be really good to compare them against this cheap rubbishy stuff that hasn't lasted real long. Now I'm just going to clean out my fuel filters. To be honest, my tank is not the best. It has a little bit of rust through there, so every now and then I have to pull these off, flush out the rust. We'll just give that a quick blowout. But you can see there is bits of rust in the bucket down here that's caught, and I only caught half of it. Righto, let's just pull up the whole video right there, because as you will see in the next upcoming video, we had some pretty significant issues with the fuel. We also had some pretty significant issues with the front drive lines. There is some serious clunking and banging in both CVs, hubs. There's something going on there which is not good. But the Terrain Tamer did not miss a beat in the parabolic suspension. Incredible testing. I probably put this Terrain Tamer suspension through stuff it wasn't really designed for. This stuff is absolutely beautiful on fire trails, gravel roads, corrugated roads, and spectacular on your tar roads. And I put it through some pretty rough stuff, and it performed amazingly, way better than I ever thought it would. Now, I'll tell you what, the rear, I don't know how this is possible, but it feels smoother than it ever did before. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. So Terrain Tamer, you guys have nailed it. Anyway, let's take some measurements and the final diagnosis of how this parabolic suspension sits after giving it an absolute flogging over the Australia Day weekend. Righto, we were 895 before. We are now 925. It's come up about 30 odd mil. We need to climb underneath, take some measurements in there and see how that looks. Oh. It's important to do it while it's sitting on the ground, because it's going to give you the correct measurements of where you're at. Put on the hoist or jack it up, you're not going to get the right measurements. It's 135 mil on this side, which is the driver's side. Passenger side, 140 mil. So a little bit about 5 mil difference. There was 10 mil difference before, so it's actually leveled it up a lot better than it was before. And again, we're looking at that roughly 30 mil higher in the rear, which is great for giving us a little extra clearance, which could have made all the difference on our big drive on Australia Day. Righto, so we're in the same position to where this whole video started except some major changes. One, the parabolic rear suspension leaf upgrade, and well, we've got some major issues in the front now. So I'm pretty sure the hubs or the CVs, something's broken in there, something's buggered, and we really need to address the whole swivel hub bearings in the front as well. But it did not stop us going out and having an absolute cracker of a day out in Australia Day. A couple other 40 series Land Cruisers, there was a Land Rover, there was a Nissan Patrol. Those things were monster trucks. Terrain Tamer parabolic suspension have done incredibly well, both on your beautiful tar highways. It rides like silk, so nice. Your rough fire trails, dirt, bit of corrugation, ran beautifully again, no issues there. And to be honest, in both those situations, what surprised me the most was that it actually rode better than it did before. And I don't know how that's possible, and I'm not just making that up or saying that. I am absolutely fair dinkum. It feels better and rides better than it did before with an extra leaf. I don't know the science behind that, but it does. Now the cool thing is, way back when we first put these on, the question was, how does it ride on really rough terrain? And I never got around to doing it, and I don't really do that type of stuff. I do a lot of touring, a lot of long driving, which is perfect parabolic suspension. But we did it on Australia Day, and I tell you what, I was a little bit scared because I don't do that stuff. But again, the parabolic suspension in that situation, out of my comfort zone, out of Minty's comfort zone, what an absolute bore, and felt amazing. A few little teaser clips through there. Right, so that's the Terrain Tamer parabolic suspension upgrade. It's been a fantastic time testing this suspension over the last nearly 12 months of being able to test it, give it a really good run, put it in all different situations, and I am absolutely stoked. Totally recommend it to any 40 series driver, and I would assume it'd be nearly the same with other situations in 60s and 70 series Land Cruiser too. So if you're looking for that different ride and you do a lot of touring and traveling, mate, these are the way to go. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves.